Imperial Costa Rican Lager number 2. Thanks, Jordan, for the beer. Let's see what makes silver different than original red. Beer, 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 beer. Hello everybody, welcome back to me, mate Brewski, from the Brewski Review. And today the beer that I have for you guys, again, is from the Imperial Brewery, Imperial Beer, owned by Cerveceria, Costa Rica, also Florida, Bebidas. Don't know the hierarchy of the company or whatever, but we have Imperial Silver. Now, what's the difference between Imperial Red and Silver? I have no idea. I haven't found anything, because this is also coming in at 4.5% alcohols by volume, the exact same as the red here. I don't know. Both, according to Untappd or Pale Lagers, can't find anything on the Imperial website, so I have no idea. Unless, let's see. There is that Drizzly website, which is where off a link of Find Imperial from Imperial Beer, but I have only found the original, the Imperial Red. So I don't know what this is. We're gonna crack this bad boy open, see what we got. Again, 350 ml can. Let's pour it up. Should have probably done a side-by-side comparison, but we aren't. So I'll have to deal with what we got. Looking at the beer, it looks pretty much the exact same. Very, very clear. Maybe a little lighter in color, maybe not as gold, but still crystal clear, slight white head on top. So far, they're pretty similar. Diving on that nose. On the nose, it does not seem as bold as the red. Again, a little bit of crackery, simple syrup. A little bit more grassy, maybe, but not much of that lemon lime. Slight bit of red apple skins, no cucumber, but pretty damn similar. Let's dive in. Flavor is definitely a bit more tamed, not as flavorful or pronounced. The mouthfeel also slightly different, not as effervescent as the first one, but that was only one sip. So with that said, cheers everybody. Let's keep on drinking. Yeah, definitely more of a lighter flavor profile. Still very akin to to other American lagers. But compared to the red, losing a lot of that little bit of fruitiness the red actually offered, losing out on those apple skins, losing out on that cucumber, losing out on that small hint of lemon and lime. This is definitely more, for me at least. A little bit of simple syrup, sweetness to there. Definitely a bit more crackery, more of a sweet bready note rather than just straight up white bread. Lighter in flavor, leaves a little bit of like an awkward, bitter-sweet note in the back end. Nothing, you know, that's going to turn you away from the beer. But so far, I'm not getting as much enjoyment out of the silver as I did the red. And since they're both at 4.5%, I would definitely take the red over the silver. But I can kind of see, or kind of take a look at why they're two beers that are so similar, yet just enough difference between them. Say somebody isn't wanting such a stronger beer flavor, like typical beer flavor. They would definitely prefer the silver if they're more of a light beer drinker. Even though they're the same ABV, The red drinks like a full flavored 5% American lager, and the silver definitely drinks more akin to an American light lager. Again, you know, we're what's the term? Not pulling teeth. Oh, what's the term? You know, we're being very nitpicky on this, to be completely honest. But when you drink a ton of beer and you really kind of understand different flavor profiles, you do see these small little differences between beers, especially even in the same family, same brewery. So, very interesting note there. No, that's not a bad beer at all. No, not at all. But as far as if you're looking for someone with a bit more flavor, go with the red. And the silver does have a little bit of an odd aftertaste, mixing in a little bit of like sweet bready, simple syrup, grassy bitterness, and then just some undertones of like not earthy, again grassy bitterness there. Little weird on that note. Nothing to really stop you from enjoying the brew. But if I was to break these down into two categories, think of the red as your more mainstream macro, your premium brands per se, or regular brands, Bud, Canadian, Coors, and then look at the silver as more of your discount brands like your Busch. It's another good example. Carling is a good example. Lakeport, Laker, regular lagers like those. That's the best way I can really differentiate the two. Again, nothing on the website, which is imperialbeer.com. Don't have any pricing information for you. But over on Untapped, again, this has gotten a slightly lower rating than the red, coming in at a 2.86 bottle caps out of 5. Again, also a lot less of a rating number, only 6,160 ratings compared to, what was it, 38,000 for the red. So there is a bit of a difference. People do notice it, and you can see the difference on Untapped. That's a good like 0.2 difference about that. Again, not a bad beer, not as good as the red in my opinion, but definitely an offering for somebody that enjoys just a light lager, light American lager, doesn't really dive into the craft beer scene too much. Definitely a great option for the light lager drinkers. And still you're getting the same ABV, which is kind of cool. Pretty cool indeed. My guess is that they're doing the high gravity brewing that most macro breweries do. They brew a beer, it's very high in alcohol, and they just dilute it down. Not a bad thing, just is what it is. You get more yield for using less ingredients. It's kind of cool. Anyway, cheers on the final sip. Oh, let's get ready for things and wrap this up. Imperial Silver. Not as good as the red in my opinion, but still, a decent light American lager style beer. No big complaints on it, but if I had to choose between the red and the silver, I'd go red, but I wouldn't be opposed to silver at all. Overall, Imperial Silver gets a solid 6.5 out of 10 for me. Before I leave you guys, if you have any comments, questions, or beers you want to review in the future, you can leave all that information down in the comment box below. If you want to go on and like this video or subscribe to Me Mate Brewski, it would be greatly appreciated as well. And with all that said, that's going to do it for Me Mate Brewski. Like I always say, crack a beer and enjoy. Cheers.